So you're interviewing for a leasing consultant position and you have probably been out of the game for a while, or you haven't interviewed in so long because you've had the same position for so long. So initially, right off the bat, they're going to ask you, tell me about yourself. You're going to want to answer that question, emphasizing yes on you, but also on the industry itself and what have you learned. What does your every day to day look like whenever you're coming into the office? What do you prioritize for first thing in the morning? What things have you learned that are outside of your scope but you have picked up on and you are now an expert on? Maybe something that emphasizes on the position itself and the area. When they ask you that question, tell me about yourself, it has to do with what you're most passionate about, but all within the industry. Second, they're going to ask, have you heard about the company and are you familiar with the property? Be sure to do your homework. Be sure to look at the reviews and mention how many reviews they have and how many stars they have and how you can make that better. Also mention when the property was built. Like I always say, property was built before I was even born, but I have noticed that you guys have done some great renovations within the community and I'm so excited to be a part of that. Be sure to also mention the company website. Like what didn't you see that you would have liked, that you would have enjoyed seeing or you would have liked to see more of? I've also mentioned the Glassdoor reviews. I have heard about this, but I'm sure that those reviews can be, a little more piled up by maintenance or something like that, so just let them know that you have dig deep and that you want to join this company for long term, which is why you dig so deep. Be sure to look at reviews on Glassdoor. Be sure to ask questions about the benefits. Be sure to ask questions about the, how do they go about with the follow-ups and stuff, stuff like that. So we're not there yet, but they will ask about that. They will ask, tell me about a time that you had difficulty with another, not with the resident, but with another employee, because we're all in the office all the time. So they want to ensure that you know how to, de-escalate situations when they do arise. And so basically I mentioned, so what they want to hear is, how did you show up for somebody else? How did you take off a load off of their back? How did you, instead of taking it personal, how did you get through that together and, arrived on the other side? Like, that's what they want to know. So I basically mentioned, yeah, there was this one time, this employee, she was struggling with her follow-ups, with keeping up with her administrative work. And I had to pull her to the side and was able to build rapport with her. And I basically emphasized, like, what can I do for you so that, I can help you out, girl? Like, I know you're great. I know you always have my back. I know you stand up when a person walks into the door, and I know that you greet them and stop what you're doing. But lately, you've kind of been hunching down. And so